Hello and welcome to another video on two DC Collectibles Batman the Animated Series figures. This one was slightly discounted and this one just came out, so it's original price, but whatever. I really liked Mr. Freeze from the animated series. That's where they gave him the new origin story, a more tragic one, a more interesting one. And this Two-Face is also where they gave him quite a big impact in the series as well. So these are two really iconic characters that were altered in the animated series to make them way more interesting, so I picked these up. Plus, this one's slightly discounted, so hey, why not? Now, I did used to have the original Kenner Two-Face a long time ago, so that probably played into a little bit of nostalgicness as well to pick this up. In terms of nostalgicness, I guess in terms of toys, the only one that really gets me would be the animated series. If I had the space or the money, I would just complete the entire collection right away. But I don't have that, so I'll just get my favorite characters and hey. So let's see how well these figures fare compared to, well, other DC Collectibles or figures in general. Alright, here we go. Mr. Freeze. His head goes up to about 15 centimeters, but if you include the dome as well, it's 64 centimeters. Two-Face here is 50.5, a bit more than that in terms of height. So I'm going to take a look at Mr. Freeze first. In terms of accessories, aside from the fist already attached to him, he has a pair of relaxed hands, a pair of gun holding hands, a pair of item grippy hands, and another pair that looks like he's sort of pointing, kind of holding some other item hand, not sure what that's. And he also comes with his freeze gun, which is just a single grey molded piece of plastic that fits very well in this hand, and that's probably where it's going to stay for the most part. Yeah, very square shaped, but you know, it does look like it does in the show, so that's fine. Over on top there, his head, this plastic piece, this doesn't go all the way down. You see this little line there, and it's very easy to fall off, so that can become annoying quite quickly. I tried rotating this around just to find the best way to fit it, but it's just not gonna go, so I'm just gonna take that off for now just to see more of the details inside anyway. And yeah, the face itself looks pretty good. The red there's also painted quite nicely. He looks great. The grey colour on the body, the tubing there, is also pretty good, and so are the other sort of blue linings there as well. On the elbows, these are rubbery piece, and on the hand joints as well, these are rubbery piece as well, so I wonder how long that's gonna last, especially when it is on the articulate area where you're gonna like move it and shape it a lot. And even though it is a softer rubbery piece, they do still get in the way of articulation, so that can be a little bit annoying. This piece is not rubbery though, and that's even more annoying because it gets in the way a little bit of some articulation, and she's not doing that anymore. Now this piece is a hard plastic piece, and while it doesn't really get in the way doing that, it can't move his arms up anymore, and he can't also stand straight either because it does get in the way there as well. They have molded it a little bit with a bit of a squeeze to it, but yeah, that's annoying. So I don't know, either have this soft as well or maybe attach it to the arm, something. On the back here, this piece, even in the package, this was already bending. This is soft plastic, so be careful with that. His backpack is not removable, so be careful with that as well, and that's all depends a little bit, you know, just by removing him from the packaging and stuff, so be careful with this whole canister thing. His feet look decent as well. So in terms of articulation, his head can go quite far back, and the joint is actually hidden inside there somewhere. Look a little bit forward and look sideways a little bit, and rotating joint there. Arms go up. Well, rotating is a bit tight, and that's where this shoulder pad gets problem, because he can move his arm up, but it's gonna, you know, get in the way. Let me try and move that back down. It's a really tight joint, that's annoying. Elbow joint there, and also a rotating joint, and hands on a peg and swivel, but yeah, very limited articulation. There we go. Feet can go up only just a little bit, like come on. I can move his legs out, but that gets stuck very quickly. Knee goes back 45 degrees only. You can push it forward a little bit, but it cracks the plastic. Feet go up and back. There's no like hinge anything here. I can't swivel his feet, so I can't make his feet bend a little bit. That's a huge disappointment, although he does have a rotating joint here for some reason. Like, great guys, just yeah, whatever. while I was posing this for photos and stuff, this joint broke. So just as a temporary fix, I guess, I'll go back in and plug something else in there. I drilled a hole through this arm, through the lower arm, and then just tie the wire around it. I was gonna like use a spare Lego piece or something, like an extra, and to see if there was a piece that was like this sort of the same thickness. And yeah, I didn't have that. And yeah, I knew this bit was gonna break while I was messing around with it. I kind of broke this one as well. So this one's a Lego piece. I just drilled a hole on both sides and plugged that in. I will probably add a bit of super glue on that, on one end at least, so I have like a detachable thing. Hooray for Mr. Freeze. I'm gonna be changing my ending clip for this because despite, you know, this figure looking good, it has problems. In terms of accessories for Harvey Dent, he comes with the fists already attached to his body, a pair of gun holding hands, and one extra blue hand for supporting the Tommy gun. And yes, that means he comes with a Tommy gun. I like this accessory a lot. It's just a great piece of plastic, but it's a very iconic weapon seen in the Batman animated series. It also comes with this dynamite, which, yeah, I guess that's nice, but it's not something I instantly think, oh, that's a Two-Face thing, so whatever. But of course, he comes with only one coin here. I'm just trying to see how I'm gonna hold that. Just one single coin. So yeah, here it is. Supposedly one side scratch. I think this is the good side, and then I just rotate that around. I think this is the scratch side, but it's so blurry and hard to tell. I don't know. I think it just doesn't really matter. This is the plastic that they've chosen. They can't really mold extreme details into it. I think that's why it just looks blurry. Yeah. So the figure itself, the head looks amazing. This is just like the series. So on this side, neutral expression, that's fine. I do wish he looked a little less sleepy though. Maybe just open his eyes just a little bit more, but you know, that's him, that's Harvey Dent. On this side, this is spot on. Even back the Kenner figure series for Two-Face looked really good in this department. So you know, if Kenner can get it really good back then for, you know, kids toys, there's no reason why they can't. And they can't, then that's a big no-no for this company. But they did. This looks really great. This is a Two-Face. Yeah, this is great. And the rest of the figure, oh, it's just, you know, black and white. It looks fine. I mean, the hand molding and stuff looks fine, but here it just looks, yeah, okay. It gets the job done. It's very simple. This suit itself is made out of soft-ish plastic, which actually helps get out of the way of articulation just a little bit. So that's great. But it does get in the way here. Now, mine, the glue has worn off just a little bit, and I decided to tear it just a little bit more. You see some underpants there. Just a little bit more, but you can see inside there, he's got articulation there, but he can't bend his stomach or whatever, so that's a bit of a shame. And even if this is glued down like completely, it's still gonna get in the way of articulation. So opening it up a little bit, plus that's where a suit can open up anyway. I'm not too bothered with that. I actually quite like it to be opened up a bit more, just so I can do a bit more articulation. And if I want Harvey Dent to sit down, he can, so that's great. So he's not like an action pose character, so I'm not too bothered with his somewhat limited articulation. I can get over that. Speaking of articulation, head goes down just a little bit, goes up just a little bit. Rotating joint. Can he look sideways? No, not really. That's very limited. I wish it was just a ball peg in there, it would be much better. Arms can go up quite a lot, full rotation there. Elbow 45 degrees, rotating there, and hand is on a peg and swivel. Leg goes up and sideways, double knee joint. Foot goes forward a little bit, back a little bit, and sideways, so he can hold like the Tommy gun in the more action pose. That's great. Kung Fu Two-Face. So yeah, this series really is a mixed bag. In conclusion, with the Two-Face one, it's pretty good. In terms of sculpting and paint job, it is excellent, but in terms of articulation, it is a little bit of a miss. If you want something for a bit more posability, you're not going to get it here. However, for his type of character, he doesn't really need to be that extreme of a poser. As for the Mr. Freeze, yeah, that's still pissing me off right now, and it's kind of annoying. His articulation kind of sucks even worse, especially for how his body shape is. There's no excuse for him to have such limited articulation, but again, he is visually very like him. Just be really careful with those parts. If you do break it, you can fix it. I've sort of upgraded the freeze tank at least, because now it's a removable accessory, but otherwise that's something to be aware of. This series has been a mixed bag. On one hand, you have great things like the Batman figure itself and the bike. Those are awesome. The Batmobile looks great, even though I don't have it, I really want it. But then you also have figures like these, or the Harley Quinn figure, which a review will be up soon, that has its problems as well. So I guess just pick and mix which characters you want, be a little bit more careful and more sensitive to these figures. And yeah, just know what you're getting into. The price that I paid for these, I'm not too pissed. I'm not too annoyed, but I do wish that the quality would be a bit better. I did read some comments online, although I can't confirm this, that there's something wrong with the Poison Ivy figure as well, like it doesn't look quite like it does when they previewed it. I don't know what's going on there. And I'm also not a fan of all the new figures coming out. I like the designs of them, but they all seem to come with no accessories, the Adventure Continues figures. That seems really annoying. Like, come on, you just at least give us some extra hands. The Catwoman doesn't even come with a whip. That's terrible. Although she does come with an unmasked head just to get people to buy it. If you like this video, don't forget to get the thumbs up button and click the little bell click the subscribe button and the little bell for more videos or action figure reviews, Lego reviews, and all that on this channel. As always, take care, have a nice day. I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye now.